Just like that, we are back with episode Takashi 69. I don't know if that guy is still making music, but I just thought I'll just give him a quick shout, fellas.
Yeah.
Another week, Ken. Another week of boxing and stories around this beautiful sport that we like. Not only boxing, but also mixed martial arts. So, how have you been, LT Kam Gee? Talk to me.
Man, it's been all good. It's been all good. Another week in the gym. Got some stuff cooking. So hopefully I can talk about it on the next show. But it's good things happening, man. You know, it's the fall season, so we're about to end the year with some fights.
Yes, sir. LT, how about you?
I'm in the thick of things right now. A little bit under the weather. Just straight grind. It finally caught up to me. But I'm on the bounce back right now. So
yeah, well, we hope you get better, my guy. For me, this week has been kind of relaxed, kind of busy. A lot of pop duties, dad duties, that is, and also working from home, man. But without further ado, we're gonna do a quick summarized version of our recap so we can get into some of these topics. A lot has been happening outside the square circle, but like I said, without further ado, let's talk about it. We had some fights happening this weekend. Some happened on Friday. Like I think there was some MVP fights happening on Friday. But let's start with this is from across the pond in the UK. We had Sean McComb versus Ben Crocker. This was a 10-rounder, and I don't know what weight they were fighting as. That's why I'll be honest. I'm just running through these recap. This is quick. The winner to this was McComb, and he defeated Crocker by unanimous decision. And the scorecards from the judges were 96, 93, 96, 93, 96, 93. Was a sweep, according to the judges. So, salutes to the winner, Sean McComb. The next fight we have Christian Cruz Charcon versus Jeremy Hill. This was another 10-rounder. And this was here in the United States. I don't think this was an MVP bout, but this was a 10-rounder. And Chacon won or defeated Hill by split decision. Scorecards came out 96-94, 96-94. Well, that doesn't look like split. It looks like unanimous. But anyways, it said split decision. I'm looking at the wrong scorecard. Moving on, we have him. Oh, did we lose LT?
Under the weather and out.
Under the weather and out. All right, we have Kim I wish I knew this fighter. Clavel versus Sol Kudos. This was a 10-rounder. Actually, this was a pro box MVP card, which is weird. This was MVP. Clavel won or defeated Kudos by unanimous decisions, with the judges scoring it 99-91, 99-91, 98-92. Taking it to Lithuania, Europe, we have, these names are going to challenge me. We have Imitas Staniosis versus Jubilani Matahesin. This was a 10-rounder, which led a win for Staniosis by unanimous decision with the scorecards 190, 99-91, 99-91. This one I did see the highlights for. This was a pro box fight, or on the pro box card. I believe this was the main event. We had Naji Chino, quote unquote, that's his nickname, Lopez versus Calvin Henderson. This was in the light heavyweight division. Naji came in with an undefeated record of 15 wins, 12 knockouts. Henderson came in with 19 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw with 13 knockouts. This fight ended in a TKO in the 5th round, with the winner being Lopez.
Hey, real quick, Lopez first caught my eye because he had the kind of amazing blue trunks on, giving those Michigan vibes. But
and he had a cowboy hat.
Stiff puncher.
Ooh.
Yep.
Very hey, it almost gave you the explosiveness of Iotama. That type of like, it was like just very direct and like boom, boom, like it was
exactly.
it was very eye-catching. And Calvin Henderson actually is from Fort Worth, so he's been fighting, staying active in the Team Combat League. So this was his first fight back out, but Lopez looks like something formidable at that weight class, that light heavyweight division. It was really impressive on the Pro Box card. So Pro Box, we love it.
Yeah, and it was all on the Contender Series, I believe.
What do you think of stoppage, Kim? What do you think of that stoppage?
The stoppage? Oh, I think it was a good stoppage. He saved that man's career because some referees would not have stopped it. I mean, I did like the discretion of the referee in this situation, because he was out on his feet and he literally knocked the snot out of him. Like, if you're watching the replay, he like literally just snot flew out of his mouth. He was, as a fighter, someone that has a lot of experience like he does, you feel like you're in the fight, but you don't see what the referee sees. Saw the eyes fly back, hands kind of seize up a little bit. It was going to get worse because of how you said stiff punches. They were on their way. So I really feel like he saved that man's career, and he get back. He went home to see his family. He probably can get back in the ring soon. He was coming off a layoff of about a year. So that's Henderson, that is. So Najee Lopez, watch out. 15 wins, 12 knockouts out of Puerto Rico, fighting out of Atlanta. I mean, he got some. Last 1, 2, 3, 4 fights have ended early. Yep. So he got something. He got something going on.
Salute to Chino Lopez. Moving on, this promotion is the next fights. The next 2 fights I wanted to recap are from the DMG Boxing Night of Champions promotion or event. These guys are going to be getting a highlight, or a spotlight with this episode, because this is little but known league that's happening. And this was this fight that these next 2 fights. One of them was an 8 rounder. The other one was a 6 rounder. I'll start with the first one, which is the 8 rounder. We had David Romero versus Pedro Valencia. Valencia won by a KO in 1 minute and 33 seconds in the 8th round, like dying minutes, like just, he saved the best for the last, stopping Romero. And I'll give you these boxers records. A lot of these records look kind of similar, but different also, because you can see the numbers between these two. Not too much fight experience. We have Romero, who lost, had 5 fights, 2 losses. And then we had Valencia, who had 11 wins, no losses for their record. Moving on to the next fighter, or the next group of fighters, or the next fight. We have Juan Estrada versus Ezequiel Flores. This was a 6 rounder. The end result of this was a unanimous decision for Estrada, and I do not have the scorecards to that. And that was my summary for boxing that happened this weekend. And
real quick, Strap, that DMG promotion, that is the promoter, friend of the show, Sam S3 Arnold.
Oh, so, wow.
That's who he's under right now. So his fight October 18th will be under that same promotion, and I believe the same namesake as far as the night, Night of Champions.
Night of Champions, yep.
number 2 or 3, or however they're numbering it. But yeah, that'll be in Long Beach, October 18th, DMG Promotions.
DMG. That's good to know, because I was like digging through the crates looking for something new and just, hey, let's give this, to me, not known promotion some spotlight. So let's save that for recap here.
They've got some connections with that Top Rank stable as well. Yeah. So something to look out for.
So let's move on to the world of mixed martial arts. In this case, we were talking about the UFC. The UFC had an event Saturday. This is one under their Fight Night series. We had returning to the ring, Dominic Reyes. If you remember Dominic Reyes, light heavyweight, great fighter. He's one of the few fighters that gave Bones Jones a run for his money. Actually, most people thought he won that fight. He's back from a football player turned into a mixed martial artist. He was fighting Brazilian Carlos Olberg. In this fight, it did not end in the favor of Dominic Reyes. Olberg knocked him out in the first round, 4 minutes 47 seconds into it. We cannot play that video here because of copyright, but if you have your Googles, if you could go see that. It was a pretty cool sequence that put down a formidable opponent in Reyes. Who else do I have here? Well, I'll keep it like that for the UFC, because the other fighters, I wouldn't be lying to you if I told you I watched Fight Night that happened with the other fighters. I just had my investments on Dominic Reyes because of the name. But respect to all the fighters that were on that card. Hopefully you make it to the Monaco fights that have the actual numbers. If you see UFC 314, UFC, that's the one where everyone is paying attention. So fellas, just slow walking this here from the recap. We gave it a good 12 minutes, which is great. Now we can spend the rest of our time here talking about some topics that have been brewing in the world of boxing and mixed martial arts. One of the, not only just a topic, but one of the outcomes that happened from 2 weeks ago, and if you living under a rock, 2 weeks ago, we had Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Numbers came out last week. And these are stream viewership numbers. Okay? When I talk about these stream viewership numbers, this was something that is put together, or this event was put together by a group or a conglomerate called TKO. The face or the poster child for TKO, I mean, it's a conglomerate, but the poster child is a man by the name of Dana White. It's a good, cool segue from UFC, right? This was his Super Bowl, for lack of better words. I mean, we heard about the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather. That was his other Super Bowl. Well, the numbers are out, fellas. And Netflix reported that there were 41 million live stream viewers watching the Terrence Crawford or Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. Let's start this discussion. Are you surprised? Are you impressed? Are you underwhelmed? Let's talk about it.
We want to give us numbers.
41 million views. Or viewers were watching it live, or streaming it live.
We want to compare that to other Netflix shows and whatnot.
I'll start with Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2. Happened this same calendar year. We had 75 million views.
Was that on the Tyson undercard? Tyson Jake Paul
No,
undercard?
that was the women. The women we talked about. That was the women headline.
Okay. I want to make sure.
Yeah, the night that made history.
75M.
Mm-hmm. Let's start with Amanda Serrano before even we go into the Tyson and Jake Paul. Just for some some more context, what that viewership would look like on a streaming DSP, digital streaming platform.
Well, I know Crawford and Canelo, for fans of Bud Crawford, those are a lot of time more boxing purists, because you can't really be a casual and know about Bud Crawford because he didn't really put himself out there like that. He was on the top ranked shows for many years. So I'm really not that surprised that the numbers are lower than Serrano and Katie Taylor. When you got talking about Katie Taylor, you have talking about the whole nation of Ireland, and I'm sure a lot of the UK in to support her. And then Amanda Serrano being Puerto Rican, even though it's a small island nation, they have built a reputation of having the diehard fight fans. So not that surprising that the numbers were skewed that way, but this was Crawford's coming out party.
Yes.
He did his thing at Spence, but to defeat Canelo, and which by the betting odds was an upset. If he does want to fight again, I'm sure you'll see some numbers that'll rival some of the Canelo fights and things like that, because now you got more eyeballs on him.
All right. Let's spin the conversation, because I don't think it's fair to put so much weight on these fighters. Let's make the conversation about MVP versus TKO.
Right. Right.
How does MVP perform on Netflix versus TKO's performance on Netflix?
Right. I like that angle.
How does TKO perform on DAZN versus how Turki Al-Sheikh performs on DAZN?
That's a very valid angle and great point. Personally, I look at those numbers and I think they're deceiving, because this vehicle that pushed the Canelo versus Crawford was strictly boxing. And the money that was to be made from Canelo Crawford, there were going to be losses in there, because guess what? Turkey got a bank. Turkey is playing with Turkey's playing with Saudi money. So he's not looking for a profit. So he doesn't care about promoting this fight. In his mind, I just want to make a spectacle. You know what I mean? It's not a profit for him. This is his playground, I think, because he's coughing out money. Canelo got paid really good for this fight. Same thing as Crawford. He got paid pretty good for this fight. While MVP, it's all about the profit. So it's about the semantics, it's about the gimmicks, it's about the angling, it's about these guys, Canelo and Crawford were friends. They were not promoting it to the public. Yes, I know Canelo has the whole country of Mexico supporting him. But, I'll have to say this. Turkey is not Jake Paul. Turkey is not rolling in the mud with the pigs trying to get somebody to click on his stuff. Turkey is like, I don't care if 3 people see it. I just want to make the best product. While on the other end, Tyson is gonna slap Jake Paul in a face off or whatever on a weigh in. Jake Paul is gonna make all sorts of, and he's amazing at it too. Let me not downplay it. MVP is about the machine pushing, while the other end, these guys are just relaxing. They don't even have to talk crap to each other. They're getting paid, and they really treated it like business. So that's how I look at it, and that's why I say that 41 million compared to a 75 or a 125 that Tyson and Jake Paul made. It's not parallel. It's not a fair comparison between the two on the Netflix platform. And again, Tyson
Well-
is no slouch. Tyson is legacy too. So he's box office. So
Well, the Crawford Canelo fight was the number one show on Netflix in 30 different countries. Approximately 20 million viewers were from the United States. And the event peaked at 24 million concurrent live streams. So
it broke the system.
yeah, it was. Well, we got to thank the other large events that have been on Netflix in the past, so we're not having continuous issues like we had. I can't even recall which fight that was, but they've worked out the kinks. I can't remember now. What was it?
The New York thing that on Times Square, the one they're fighting in Times Square, was that on Netflix too, right?
I'm thinking about a one before that, I believe. I can't think right now, but no streaming issues, and a lot of people tuned in. And we got to remember TKO also has the WWE partnership, so they have their Raw. I saw it on there today. All the upcoming WWE Raw events. So I mean, they got a good little play to create that market reliability or that awareness for people to will know when they see TKO. We're getting live action events.
Yeah. And just taking it more, adding more context to this rivalry that LT just brought up. TKO, Dana White, Jake Paul and Dana White have been kind of having this arm wrestling contest for a very long time. Because Dana White calls him the kid that wants to come into my business. The kid who's doing this and this, and then Jake has been bucking him the whole time, fighting back, and they've been having this little back and forth thing, because so it's very interesting that MVP were quick to put up those numbers even before Netflix put them up. They put them up on their Instagram pages of the numbers of Tyson, Jake Paul, Amanda Serrano, Jake Paul. And then, of course, Turkey's Riyadh Cedar put up also the numbers of 41 million. So I thought it was a great topic of discussion, because it's like, is it worth fighting to get attention, or do you just want to give us a good product? Is this a popularity thing or a good product thing? So I don't know. I thought that Jake Paul was not a good product. But the Jake Paul Tyson was not a good product. But he played on the strings of everybody because of nostalgia and the legend killer, quote unquote, theme. Turkey gives us a good product, and he doesn't care who watches it. He's like, yo, this is the fights that are supposed to happen. And when you use that angle, he's not going to over promote it. How many times did you see Terrence Crawford on a sway in the morning? It was very minimal, because again, they were fighting in Vegas. They could have done so many rounds. They could have done so many gimmicky things. It was not like that. It's not like that. And even their personalities are not like that. Maybe Canelo has that a bit. He could troll. I don't see Terrence doing that. So, yeah, I think Turkey wins this. That 41 million is a strong 41 when I'm not even raised my hand to really push it.
Yeah, the most viewed men's championship bout in history, or in this century, the most viewed men's championship fight.
Who was it? Was it Shakur that said that I was the most viewed on ESPN with 20 mil or something? He said, but it was free for everybody to watch. Hey, I mean, yeah. when with that context, it is fire. But again, a big salute to Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. That 75 is nothing to play about. That showed how strong that it was. A legendary night, all women's card. We even talked about how it was dope from beginning to the end. I mean, Chicken was on that card. We had Baumgartner on that card. We had he did his thing on that card. And that card alone, that 75, I think, is more of a measuring stick. That's why I kind of avoided the sideshow. which was the Tyson. The side show that accident was always going to have more views than anything. A side show, that was a side show thing. That's why I was really trying to compare that 75 to that 41 because that was real boxing execution happened that night. And the product was great. I was seeing the social media wars between those two companies talking about their numbers. I still think Turkey, that 41 still holds more weight to me. But that's just me as a boxing lover and becoming more of an enthusiast in this field. So yes, we've squeezed that lemon to its last. Moving on, talking about Terrence Crawford. We were expecting this, but it happened last week. He was stripped of his WBA belt following his jump. That opens doors to a bunch of people. Fellas, what do you see in that world of 160 or 140 or 154 to 160? Any new names to take reign?
We already know. Hold on. We know.
Yeah.
We know Keith Thurman is Sebastian Fundora is about to go at it. So we're gonna see if one time got one last time in him. or we got one more time. I don't know. So
yeah.
But 154 should be flooded.
Yeah.
The other name I'm thinking about, LT, is Boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boots.
Yeah, Boots sliding right into that vacancy and challenging the number one contender. You mentioned a pre-show, Abbas Barao.
Yeah, Barao. Yep.
So you've got a few guys there, but I could definitely see Boots going right to the top of that line and getting an opportunity. At 54.
Errol Spence.
And Errol Spence,
they have to be coming out the woodworks, right?
Yeah.
There's a belt for grabs, and it's not a huge name as far as the interim status is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's all that. Go ask your question. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, does this put when I read that title, I read that title, thoughts come into my mind is Terrence Crawford telling us he's retiring? Because what's up there for him? And all the fights that I anticipate are down there. The Boots of the world, the Charlo, I don't know. Is he walking off in the sunset? Because clearly he let those people know that he's not coming down to play with them boys anymore. He's done.
I think he said post-fight. Yeah, I think he said post-fight he's not going down to 154.
Yeah. So
he eliminated that verbally.
Yeah. So what's he telling us? I don't know. I don't see any, unless because what Turkey's trying to insinuate, I can't see it. Benavidez, I can't see the Benavidez fight happening. I can't. It's just he's too big.
At a 168, I'm gonna just rattle off some names. You got Hamza Shiraz, you got Jermal Charlo, Christian Mbili, Jaime Mugia, Diego Pacheco, Callum Simpson, just to name a few guys at the top of that list right there. So those some big bodies at that weight class.
Now
he turned 38. Is he 38 yet, or something like that?
Which one of those names commands a big paycheck, or warrants? The
relationship with Hamza Shiraz in the Riyadh season would be interesting as far as a payday is concerned. But yeah, there isn't. I mean, looking at the names here, you're really not seeing that big star right there. Christian and Billy, maybe, but he's going to rematch Lester Martinez in his next fight. So, which I feel like Lester Martinez actually won that fight. Yeah, the big money there is Hamza Sarraz over in the UK or Riyadh season. And that poses different challenges being a taller fighter and all that. But yeah, I think, my opinion, I think Terrence Crawford could basically sit back and wait for big fights.
Yeah,
you know, he don't have to. He doesn't have to hop out there. He want to. He's won the belt. I don't know if he's interested in necessarily defending them, but at that super middleweight division, that's gonna be a tough bag to get with some of the names that I listed.
Yeah.
So, just for conversation's sake, you got Zenabek down at 160.
Yeah.
Not a big money fight, but a lot of skill involved there. You want to go big money fight, you go Crawford, Chris Eubank Jr. over in the UK.
That's cool.
I like the name. Does Eubank hold the belt at 160?
Nah,
He does not.
The Janabek fight is one of those. Is very much a Crawford style. Stay busy fight, pick up 2 straps along the way. So that's very much the MO, if you ask me.
Yeah,
he would have to go down to 160. With, you know, he said he wouldn't go back to 54, but is 60 an option? I guess.
And then they said he'd become a 6th division champ.
Man,
that'd be crazy. But hey,
I'm
there's a lot.
thinking about somebody right now, real quick. I'm thinking about somebody right now who really just fumbled the bag. Could have been right there at 168 in one Caleb Plant.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's a good name.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, he needs. Yeah, he needs like
right there.
He needs three more fights to just get his name again. Like,
because that would have been.
Because he's just an honest fighter. Like, he fights really good. He doesn't cheat. Like, he gives you a good fight. That's a good fight. That's a good fight right there.
I think that could have been a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You gotta find something that's worth the squeeze, man. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of options unless he just takes mandatories at 68.
But yeah, I think that Janabek is the best.
Yeah, I was thinking that Janabek, but again, Janabek is a good fight for boxing lovers. But if I'm Terrence and I just turned 38, I'm almost gonna be 40 in 2 years. Like, what risks am I taking if I'm not getting really, really paid? Like, that's why I'm looking at it like, is this the last hurrah? I don't know. And really, realistically, the real money is back where he's living. Like, Boots is some real money, I guess. I'm just thinking stateside, right? And that's the style. Like, the Boots style and his style, it's like Spider-Man meme. They're pointing at each other, right? Mm-hmm. You want to see people that have been they both switch foot guys who are very tricky, who just are like water. They just adapt to whoever they fighting, and they fight to the competition. And him and Boost fighting is like perfect. Again, I don't think Terrence wants to give Boots that bone. I don't know. He said he's like, this dude doesn't deserve. I don't know. They have their own things that they're going through, but like, I would want to see that. At this moment, do I want to see Pandora versus Crawford? Because that's another one, but I don't know.
That's at 54. He told us it's not an option. So.
Not an option. Yes, I don't know. But sticking on Terrence Crawford, this morning there was a video that went viral of a traffic stop. Terrence and his entourage were held to gunpoint, actually. And I would play a video here, but I don't want to get flagged. And asked to step out of the car because the officer on duty that time had seen a probable reason to have him step out of the car. And of course, Omaha Police Department put out a statement after that that explained the whole detailing of that. Fellas, before even we talk about the statement, did you all see the video though?
No, but quote unquote probable cause.
Yeah,
is what I mean.
And to add context to this,
to live in this country and have certain.
Yesterday was rights. He received the key to the city. He had a parade. This officer knows who he's stopping. Definitely, he knows who he's stopping. The pride of the city had guns drawn onto him and asked to step out of the car because of a probable reason. And apparently the probable reason is they saw a gun that is legal on his end and his security's end next to him. And the police officer was just acting in protocol when that situation occurs.
Allegedly.
Yeah, you can legally carry a weapon in this country and it be criminalized depending on who you are, where you are, and what you look like. So that is that's the story here. You get the key to the city, and then the same day and on your birthday, you're getting you're getting pulled over at gunpoint for legally owning a firearm, which is, you know, we hear about the Second Amendment rights and all that, you know, owning a weapon. But when it comes to the champion, king of the city, still can get treated a certain way, and I'm sure that did not feel good on your birthday and such a high to come back, been all over the world and come home and be treated as a second class citizen. Something that we're all too familiar with. It's incredible. It just, the audacity is incredible.
It's so disheartening. That's why I want to make a topic of today, because it's how systematically they remind you of your place. You know, they praise you just to deflate you and remind you. You know, the old Paul Mooney, the N-word wake up call. Like, you know, you'll get all this adulation, and then a few hours later, they'll let you know systematically where you lie in your position in this program. And this is a guy that bleeds Nebraska. This is a guy who refuses to live in Vegas. This is a guy who refuses to live in these different boxing hubs, Philly. He refuses to live in Miami. He's like, I'm a Nebraska child. I live in Nebraska. I know my backwoods. I know how to get home. I know how to get to my grandma's house. I know my place. Like, this is a guy who was an ambassador for that city of Omaha, Nebraska, bro. And your local PD, after you've had a city sanctioned or city organized event like a parade where they're putting your face on everything. The week before, you were out there walking the football team out. You are the most popular face in sports outside their football team. Probably more popular than I don't know. I would say more popular internationally than the football team, the college football team, that is. They don't have a basketball team. They don't have any other professional team. He is the professional team to get pulled. It's like Tyson in Brownsville getting pulled to a stop and had guns pointed at him when all he was talking about as a kid is Brownsville, Brooklyn. It is crazy, and it's so disheartening if you're a person of color trying to climb up in any social structure. It just reminds you that these are the games they play. They'll praise you to do the O.J. Simpson on you. They'll make you think you're bigger than what you are, just to publicly humiliate you. And that was a public humiliation that I thought hit me really hard, because it's not just the video, it's the sign that they're showing you. And I don't know if the cop was doing it intentionally. I don't want to put this on the city because the city did put out a statement. The mayor, John Ewing, put out a statement. The chief of police put out a statement. It was a normal traffic stop and probable cause was seen. So the police officer was acting in defense of the firearm that he saw. But the optics look bad. They look bad. Like it's like if you're a tourist or a person that travels, now you have a weird taste about Omaha, Nebraska, and you're like, oh shit. Oh, sorry for cussing, but I don't want to mess with the algorithms with that. But like, it's a wake up call right there. Like, man, you could do anything and you could rep everything.
You weren't too high on the travel list to begin with.
You gonna do the Joe Kim Noah? Who goes to Cleveland? Whoever says I'm going on holiday to Cleveland, they don't like him in Cleveland.
No goes to Omaha baseball players.
Yeah.
So it's good that the city cleaned it up, though. They put out a statement. I'm sure. I don't know if Terrence can sue. I don't know how that works. Being stopped when you have a illegal firearm and you let the officer know, hey, my hands are up. I have this legal thing on me. I don't know, because people can claim stress, duress, whatever, and tax the city for it. But I don't know. I don't know how that works. But man, just happy that nothing bad happened that night. If you know what I'm talking about. On his birthday, on his big day, I'm happy that he got out safe. He's still here with us.
We're grateful his black ass didn't get shot.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah, I was just being careful with your YouTube algorithms, but yeah, absolutely, man. Like, yeah, we've seen so many events when people pull out camera phones and that happens, and I start to feel tense, man. I start to feel anxious. Like, I don't even like seeing that type of stuff. But anyways, moving away from a traumatic situation to another traumatic situation. But this is all the way in Brazil. It was a return to the square circle, but more boxing rather than the UFC octagon. We have Wanderlei Silva. If you guys know UFC, you know this guy. I mean, absolute Hall of Famer, scary guy. He's 49 years now. He's not the same Wanderlei that we saw fighting back in the day, fighting Rampage and all those guys. They're older. These are grown men. They're older men right now. He decides to make his boxing debut, and he makes his boxing debut with a notable opponent. He fought a Brazilian former world champion, former Brazilian champion, and former WBO super featherweight champion and he was a featherweight champion from 99 to 2004. And I'm talking about Alisson Ferretes, if I'm saying it right. My Brazilian people that speak Portuguese, correct me. Ferretes is his name. He also happens to be 50 years old. So he's also another old man. And these two old men decided to dance. The fight happens. Everything is cool. Esselino, sorry if I'm saying it right. Esselino wins the fight. And then all hell breaks loose. Because I'm going to share this and kind of warning to the people that may be seeing this. There's going to be some fighting. So I just want to do a trigger warning here. Those that if you're watching this type of content that we do, it shouldn't be really a trigger warning, but hey. So this is when everything ensues. Let me start it from the beginning. So Esselino gets the dub. As he's trying to control his entourage, Silva's entourage walks in. Guy in black over there sets it off, and then it's an all-out brawl. Silva and Esselino are kind of like pulling their team back. Of course, and then he gets dropped.
Man,
gets dropped.
Right on the button, little short right hook.
He gets dropped.
Oof.
This is so ugly for the sport of Brazilian boxing. For the whole people that are promoters that put this together. It's ugly for the fans that are seeing this. I don't condone this. I mean, boxing or any combat sport, there's the untold rule of respect that happens post the fight because you two gladiators just got into it. So you kind of like, you bow in some disciplines and shake hands and say, hey. Or if you're doing friendly street fades, you shake hands. You're like, hey, we got the fade.
The issue here is Wanderlei Silva was disqualified due to repeated fouls and headbutts. Okay. So when you take that into consideration, it's you headbutting people in a boxing match. This is why some boxers don't want to fight MMA guys, because they know that their reflexes are different than of a boxer, and that can be dangerous inside the ring. So, I mean, he was headbutting the guy, and his team didn't like it, had something to say, and that was that.
Yeah. I've never seen anything. I mean, I've seen it before in the 90s. I saw some clips of people like teams coming, like, training teams jumping in the ring and starting to mix it up with, I think that was Roy Jones' team. Well, no, Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather, right? They didn't have a brawl. They had a brawl, right? At the end of the fight, where Zab was fighting like Floyd's people. I can't remember, but
yeah, I think so.
Before in the past, but yeah, there's no room in the sport of boxing. It's really a gentleman's sport. How do I say this? It's a savage sport fought by gentlemen. You're gonna go do some savage stuff, beat each other up, and then later on, go have a beer or go say, "Hey, we made money, let's go." They didn't respect the sport. I know these are not active fighters, so I don't know what's going to be.
I would say Wanderlei didn't respect the sport by headbutting his opponent. Like, come on now, like that's disrespect begets more disrespect.
Right.
So, well, do we think that Canelo purposely headbutted Crawford when he was losing?
Oh, I think so. He got frustrated.
So, but we not making a big fuss about that.
Right.
Right. It didn't escalate into a brawl because Crawford was putting hands on him. Wanderlei couldn't put hands on his former top level fighter. This guy had 43 professional boxing matches and was in the ring with Juan Diaz, Diego Corrales, to name a couple guys that he fought against. So he's used to high level competition.
Yeah.
But Crawford put them hands on him, he just rolled with it. For someone like him, it's like, okay, bet,
Right.
But he wasn't getting the best of him.
Yeah.
So,
and it's his boxing debut too.
No one want to know about this if he just decided to take his L and just being in peace. He had the headbutt a guy. Now everybody saw him get laid out. I mean, the boxing justice was served. You disrespect the sport by doing things like that inside the ring. So throwing headbutts and elbows and all that, like, man.
The team jumped in and started doing roundhouse kicks.
It's like, well, and you got your guy laid out. So happy to see if he's fighting anytime soon. 49 years old, he's lucky to be alive.
It's probably going to take a month or two to recover, man. When you're that old and you get he had a video. Actually, he put out a post his knockout. His eyes, I think he may have broken. So I could not understand Portuguese. I was going to say Brazilian, but he put out a post just documenting what happened and what he's having headache issues and stuff like that. So just from the concussion, but hopefully he gets better. But hey, man, you're in the pain business. You got caught, even if it was outside restriction and outside the fight. Like Kam Gee said, like, you were playing dirty. People keep receipts and they get tired. And if your team is like, froggy and jumping, hey, stuff is gonna get mixy and people are gonna fight. So just hopefully everything hopefully it's not one of those things where it's gonna affect him in the long. I mean, he's an MMA fighter. He's gonna most likely get CTE, but I don't know. It's getting that type of head trauma at 50 is crazy. You shouldn't be fighting at that age. You should chill, go relax. Moving on to more business. As you know, we already announced TKO TKO partnering with Paramount. Now they're breaking down that deal into more details. So apparently TKO is wanting to tackle and take over boxing. So as the same way Riyadh season is doing their thing, I think Dana White saw the sauce and seasoning of Riyadh season. So if I'm saying it right, Zuffa, which is umbrella under TKO, is now taking over, or it's making a business with Paramount where they'll be showing premier boxing and mixed martial arts fights for the big ones. And this is going to be a continuation of what we just saw with Netflix working together with Riyadh season and TKO to put out the Crawford Canelo. So they are moving from this platform to that platform, and they're going to sign a multi-billion-dollar. I mean, and I think this is all underneath the initial I think it was $7 billion thing that we had talked about, where UFC and all that stuff is going to be living, and they're leaving ESPN and all that stuff. But now it's been announced, TKO, and the specific subsidiary is Zuffa Boxing. So now that's the derivative, that's their umbrella for boxing. And they now have so I don't know if it's Dana White, I know it's a conglomerate, but they're circling boxing here in the United States. And they're doing a takeover now. So let's see these billionaires have these billionaire wars. That's why I knew when we talked earlier, I don't think Dana White and Turkey see eye to eye, low-key. They're just billionaires, sizing each other up, seeing what you got over there. What you got over there?
When will the likes of the Freezy McBones come into prominence?
Oh, Freezy! Wow.
When will we see those people on a platform like?
Freezy's fighting over there in Ghana. I was following him fighting in Ghana. I don't know if he's going. I don't even know if he's fighting in the UK, like a professional fight in the UK.
You know what I mean, though? Like, there needs to be a platform for these internet sensations.
Yeah, man, they're internet sensations. That's what they are, man. Like
fight October 4th.
Freezy McBones.
Yeah, in Manchester for the IBO vacant Continental Light Heavyweight belt.
Okay. The dude mimicking Mike Tyson and everything, but like
we need a new era of Butterbean. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Right. The legitimate gimmick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Jake Paul is trying, but it's too circus like.
Come on, Ben Whitaker, come through.
Yeah, that would. He would be a great person to fill that role. So I mean, let me see when he's fighting, because he has that capability. If it does, he want to take it. Who knows? But it sounds like we're looking for a personality, a new face. Because if you want to segue to our last one, who said he was the face, or people said he was the face, but he said he wasn't.
Oh man!
Right now we got Rolly Romero. So he's
I'm cool with that. Yeah, you got the face of boxing, Rolly Romero.
He been holding it down. Rolly, hey, come on, it's time for Blair Cobb. We need to see Blair Cobb come back. Come on.
Talk about gimmicks.
Come on, Blair the Flair, where you at? Come on.
Talk about gimmicks.
Yeah, wow, where is he at?
Blair the Flair. Talk about gimmicks and a sideshow or a circus. A circus will be in town in Florida. I don't know if it's going to be Miami, but the face-offs have been happening. And sometimes you cannot stop yourself from seeing a car wreck. Even though you're not supposed to see it, and just focus on your lane, stay on your course, you're holding up traffic. Sometimes we just stop to see disaster. Tank Davis will be fighting Jake Paul at 195 pounds. How about that? How about that? Is that like cruiserweight? What's 195? Cruiser.
That
Could
would
be
be
low-key heavyweight.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Tank Davis. This is crazy.
So they already said this is going to be an exhibition because no sanctioning body would approve it.
I don't even think Tank knew that was the agreement was 195.
Well, what we do know is Calvin Ford didn't know how the weight of the gloves because he asked the question during the press conference, and Gervonta was like, chill. And so Jake goes, actually, that was your side that asked for those 10-ounce gloves or whatever it was.
I'll say I'm just gonna cut through this a little bit. Was Lamont Roach right the whole time on Twitter when we thought he was trolling? Was he telling the truth that dude is scared of me? We fought since we were kids. He's scared of me. He doesn't want to fight me. He was saying this fight was supposed to happen August 16th.
Well, I'm not willing to go that far, but what I will say is Tank told us that the rematch would not happen immediately.
So you think this was already in the works?
We know it was already in the works.
Yeah.
We didn't believe it.
Yeah. Yep, and here we are, and can't wait for Alicia Baumgartner to go out here and have her second fight with Derrick James. Yeah, super excited to watch that.
Yeah. So she's officially Derrick James' coachee or person that is under the tutelage. She's not with Harrison, my guy from Detroit. What's his name?
No, she has a Tony. Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. But yeah, she's adopted Dallas as her home. So I'm trying to get some sparring with one of my girls. Hopefully we can cross paths one day.
I would say like she definitely looks like somebody who would live in Dallas though. I don't want to say too much.
Like, the implications by that statement are crazy.
I can't see her in Detroit. I can't see her in Detroit, or I can see her in Miami or Dallas or someplace with a little bit of sun, man. She does like to wear less clothes, like not the heavy jacket of Detroit. Detroit is too cold. Michigan and all is just too cold, man, for a girl like her. Respect. I mean, her Instagram is a good follow to say the least.
and this is also on Netflix.
Strap's guilty pleasure has been revealed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He just said a whole lot.
Yeah. I mean, she's easy to look at. I would say. That will help her sell a lot of. I mean, I'm not saying that sounds horrible saying she'll sell a lot of fights, but yeah, it's part of the package. I mean, she's easy on the eye, to say the least. But respectfully, as you were saying, Jake Paul and Tank Davis, people are already stoning this thing down. Like I'm seeing Twitter going like, "What?" Like we thought this was just a gimmick, and actually, people were so pleased with. I believe was it Vegas that officially, or it was Georgia that refused to sanction the fight. What state was it? Was it Nevada?
I think it was Georgia.
It was Georgia that said, "Nah, we are not doing this," because they saw the details of the fight. The two fighters are like, "Nah, we are not signing off this." And then that next day, Florida was like, "Yo, bring it here."
I was in Miami instead of Atlanta. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I may see this sideshow, but I really feel horrible. I mean, I'm debating. What's worse of a sideshow? Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, or Hank versus Jake Paul? Kam Gee just stepped off. He's like, "Yo,"
hit the eject button.
He's like, "Yo, I'm out." Anyways, both of them are bad. Both of them are bad, but it shows you the times that we're in right now. All right, those that have viewed us, I see 3 viewers on the live count. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll give you guys like about 10 minutes as we wait for Cam to hop back on. But yeah, leave a comment, put something in the chat. On the road to 100 subscribers. That's what other content creators. On the road to 100 subscribers. You know, let's make the algorithm do its thing. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Those that are appearing in our live. But if we don't hear from you guys in a few minutes or a minute, then we'll pivot to our outro. It's been one of those shows where, you know, not a lot is happening on the recap side, so we had to cruise through it. Fellas, before we close out this episode, do you guys have anything to promote, share, put out there?
Gary Anton Russell's also fighting on the MVP card with Alicia Baumgartner. So just look out for that, and hopefully we got some good news as far as fights coming up here in from my gym. So
absolutely, LT.
Just keep your eyes open. We got better BF on the undercard of Benavidez versus Yard. So read the tea leaves.
Oh wow, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I wish I had a fast forward button so we could just move a few, you know, fast forward to that time.
Well, the first one, what's the 11th is the first one coming up, right? October 11th.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken.
October 11th. You talking about Boots Lima?
There we go.
And then we have Fandora Thurman. I don't know if the dates have been confirmed, but sometime in October, I think. Could be the week of the 18th or 19th, I believe. And then, of course, Jake Paul Tank November 14th. That's just a little appetizer before the big fireworks on happening November 22nd. So, yeah, we have a little bit that card November, man. I'm excited to see. Of course, that. You know who called it? Either LT said this or Kam Gee, so I'll hold you guys to it. Somebody said David Haney is gonna call off that fight. I kind of see where whoever said it. Somebody said it on this show that fight is not gonna happen. The Haney Brian Norman Jr. That's David Haney. Somebody has an inkling or a feeling, or their spidey senses. Was it you, LT, that said that?
I think it was LT that said it.
Was it you, LT? So do you still stay true to those? Do you still feel like that? Like it's gonna be called off?
I don't. Yeah, I don't feel like it's. Even though I know it's supposed to happen, I don't feel like it's gonna happen.
Because I'm kind of vibing that way too. Like,
okay, so in the same sense, Kid Austin is supposed to fight who coming up?
Oh,
it was announced. I saw that.
Oh, they already have a face off. No, Jojo Diaz. Not Jojo Diaz.
Where is
they're having face offs though.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm getting at is, I never thought that Kid Austin would fight Shakur.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. So.
Yeah.
Just something to watch for.
Yeah. But yeah. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, those that are live right now, those that are playing this on playback, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting, episode 69. Next episode is going to be 70. So you already know what that is. Milestone on the road to 100 subscribers. Come on. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. And just like that, we've just finished another great episode. Kam Gee, LT, who is fighting.